Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Warriors for Peace Indycar series here on the Elite Racing Network for the Elite Racing League's 13th running of the Revless Photography Indy 500 with our sponsor namesake currently out on the racetrack and making some time, getting his first lap in here, which is going to be a 39.7. Welcome, everybody. I'm Gary Godsoe, and welcome to our coverage of qualifying for the 13th running of the Revless Photography Indianapolis 500. Ooh, off to and inside wall. The run is completed, unfortunately, for Mark. Joining me in the booth is LGN, who's done some reconnaissance laps out here himself, and he said it in the pre-race. It was not easy to run these cars here under these conditions. We'll give you conditions here very, very shortly, but welcome LGN, Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Welcome back to the program.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, good. So today is the qualifying for the next week for Indy 500. So yes, I did the homework. And that's the word. So yesterday I did at least not too much because I came from another race. I was getting a little bit tired for that. So I did at least 15 to maybe 15 laps, no more than that. I already take some of them in feedback. So the first lap is the car is not getting on the turn. Is like a difficult to get in, so you have to warm the tires around. The other one, the second lap is like should be yes. I still you have to play with the throttle if you don't have a confidence with the car. And the third lap, the car you have a grip. It's very unusual for that because always in the first and second and the third, maybe the third and a half, the second and a half lap is I have a lot of grips, but this one no, they don't have a grip on the first lap. And the fourth one is the worst one. That's where you want to leave the car on the box, but no, the car on turn 3 is getting loose, it's super loose, especially in the next in turn 4. So that's when everybody have an issue to have not the maximum of the car. So also the wind is getting too it's too much wind on back straight, especially on the main straight. So at least it's 4 miles per hour for back straight, so 2 in the main straight. Sometimes it's getting high, sometimes getting low. It's depending which time you go and which time. Sometimes could be clunky on the track. So I did 3 times. Maybe I attempted 3 or 4 times, and the wind is change and mix and every time.
Keeping you on your toes. We are watching Justin Fortner, who just put in a first lap of a 39.5. Next lap, a 39.6, a 2-lap average of 227.083. After 2 laps, he's provisionally sitting on the pole. However, we will see when this third lap checks in where he falls down into the order, because the third lap has been where people have been falling. Currently, right now, on the provisional pole is Adriano Pinero with a completed 4-lap average of 227.005, and there it is. He just fell down now, 39.7. He is now provisionally second with a 226.8. Pinero back to the pole. 21 cars have taken time. A whole bunch of people have just withdrew time and are back in line as the track temperature continues to come down in this final hour of qualifying for the top 30. So what we're doing is we're qualifying positions 13, actually 1 through 30. But 1 through 12 will be the Fast 12. They will go for the pole later tonight after the last row shootout, which will start approximately at 9 p.m. Eastern. So we will be watching the remainder of this field get filled here. Full field. I think I'm saying that right. Here, 39.9 in the last run for Fortner with a qualifying 6 provisionally with a 226.4. But at the end of this hour, we should have a full field. And then we will go for the last row shootout and then the Fast 12 to round out the night. So that is currently what the schedule is. Out on the racetrack, Joshua Osborne and that bright red Dallara getting in his first warm-up lap. Going green.
Interesting about the Adriano Piñeiro. So we have a 2 hours and 51 minutes on the server. He did at 4:40 p.m. the pole so far. It's not the pole, but it's the first position so far because the pole that's there is in the fastest 12. So yeah, it's really from like 4 hours ago, and nobody can catch Piñeiro yet.
And we're watching Osborne put in time for his first lap here. 39.896. That is well down the order in the 19th there. Out of 21 who've taken time.
Coming next is Clendy.
Panero, Foti, Bensi on the provisional front row at the moment. Akabowizi, Jesper Orman, Fortner on the provisional row 2. Here is lap 2 for Osborne. 39.7, so he improves on the second lap. You don't see that very often. That moves him up to provisionally 15th, 2-lap average 225.892. His run is half over. Sitting in provisional row 3, Brendan Truss, Chris Strofer, and his team owner Jim Herrick. And then in the next row, which will make up your top 12, Matthew Weeks, David Tooker, and Dan Marrera. So that is your Fast 12 at the moment. Dan Marrera, another 40 driver. Last lap in for Joshua, or third lap in for Joshua Osborne as he takes the white flag this time by. 39.8, so a 39.8, 39.7, 39.8 for Osborne. Up, down. Currently provisionally 15th with a 39.848 3-lap average of a speed of 225.860 miles an hour. Oh, he was sliding through 3.
Be careful. Okay.
Just get the run over with. Checkered flag in the air for Joshua Osborne to get the car in the field. How does he do? Yeah, 40.2, turns 3 and 4, about killed him, but he does bring it home. Now is provisionally 20th on the grid for Sunday, or for next Thursday's race. Now on the race course, and a very awesome looking car, I might add, Kyle Clinworth. Making his first start here in the ERL. Normally, you can catch him on our Tuesday night broadcast, a member of Rogue Racing, and they have 3 of their drivers here tonight. He's finished on the podium the last 2 seasons in the Indycar Oval Series. So he is very attuned to the oval tracks here on this service. Warming up at a 59.7. On the green flag now. He is on his run. 10 miles to go. Lap 1 in the books for Clindy. 39.571. Or 5. There it is. Yeah, 39.571. So a good first lap for Clindy. Going to put him provisionally first, but still a long ways to go. I know this whole team was practicing. Oh, I thought it was sliding through turn 3 there a little bit. Practicing all week long for these runs. Lap 2 in the books. 39.6. I believe that will move. He'll be barely on the pole. So if he has a good third lap here, he might be looking at a front row spot. Needs another 39, another 39.6 or a 39, maybe a 7. We'll see. Off of corner number 4, he's going to be staring at the white flag this time by 3 laps down. Time and speed for lap 3, 39.810. And I think he has aborted his run. No, he hasn't.
Yep.
Has he aborted his run?
No. It's in 4th position now in the score. So it's really like a half hour ago he was in the border to go down to the bump. So good for Clendy. I think so. I think Clendy have to just keep it just now. 4 is gonna finish now.
39.8 for lap 3 and lap 4 40.6. So that is going to really hurt the average. Let's see what this slots him in.
You're right. I already figured out now. You said he aborted, but no. I think so. He really figured out the car is getting kind of loose. It's going now for 18.
Yeah, it went down to provisionally 18th on the grid. Sorry, I was looking at the cell numbers and the on the document here, but yeah, he is provisionally 18th with a 39.9 4-lap average, 225.455 miles per hour. Who is on the race right now? It's Ryan Campbell. Ryan Campbell, one of the teammates of Clendy, so hopefully Clendy was able to give Ryan all the updates. Ryan, one of the real-world tire changers for Dale Coyne Racing. Coming down for lap 1 for Ryan Campbell. .39.5, so a good opening lap again. But it seems to be the opening lap is not the problem for everybody. It seems to be lap 3 and lap 4.
I have information for race control. So the rule is we have a 44 minutes to the timing from 1 to 30.
Yeah.
So basically 1 to 33. But if the timeout's out on 9, the last one to make before 9 is gonna be the last to make the qualifying to stay on before the bump. So means the other ones.
Sorry, didn't we cut you off? Ryan Campbell in the wall off of turn 2. He's gonna keep his foot in it, a la Takuma Sato and Will Power. 39.6 on lap 2. Lap 3 is gonna be hurting. Here he comes off of corner number 4. At 30.999, not bad for smacking the wall in turn 2. Not hurting for certain, but certainly hurting. Here we go. Turns 3 and 2. Well, turns 1 and 2 again. That time he adjusts for the wall.
Oh, I gonna tell you something. He hit the wall, means the time is not gonna be count. There should be no count because he have a contact on the wall. It should be like that.
Well, the way that they're doing it in the league is they're manually clocking in the laps, so no one's getting X's. So last lap, 39.95. So not bad for Campbell. He slots in provisionally 11th with a speed of 226.224. So not a very Takuma Sato Will Power-esque qualification run by smacking the wall, but just keeping your foot in it.
I think so. You get the clinch. You know the clinch when you hit the wall and something change
Your car goes
and your
faster.
car and get it more fast. Yeah. So I come back to the set. So the people didn't qualify after 9. They're gonna restall the time lap they abort. So yeah, that's the thing. So if you make the qualifying early in the day and you're gonna attempt it again, they're gonna give you the time you did before, maybe the first or the second. So that's
Gotcha.
the thing the race control they said. So we have at least 3 people close to 9 p.m. So we have a Sora, we have a Ryan Huckleberry, Rubila, and AJ Hobson. To now, that's the time and it's around so far. So yeah.
"41 minutes left to play. First lap in for William White, a 39.5. Trost checking in chat says Clinty's going to go back out there and hot lap later.
I still thinking why he lift the throttle.
A very competitive field. Over 50 drivers have signed up. A lot of people are going to be going home.
15 out. So that's what I count so far now.
Okay. Lap 2, William White, 39.659. Lap 3, 39.755. And for his 4th lap, completion of the 10 miles. Here comes White down. And a 39.9. So every single lap in the 39s there. Good on him. Not seeing any time in the grid. That's been one of the... We'll see if that refreshes here momentarily. We'll give everybody updates here. That was a good speed. I think that probably gets him in the field. Let's go out to the next car on the racetrack. Ethan Stanley, one of our winners this season.
Why going to 50? 39.726.
Oh yeah, William White there did qualify 5th, 39.7 for lap average, 226.5. So a good run for him. So let me clear this graphic on the screen that's been showing you the lap averages here. Bring in the weather, and this is the key thing. As the track temperature now 114 continues to go down. Wind is now out of the west at 4, and it's almost 5 miles per hour now. The west, a westerly wind would mean a wind going across the front straightaway from right to left. Front straight is the west side of the racetrack. Now we're on the south side of the racetrack. Now we're on the east side of the racetrack. Southeast side of the racetrack right there in turn 2. Now we're headed north down the backstretch. Turn 3, northeast portion of the racetrack. Then here is the north chute, and then the northwest vista right here in turn 4. And then headed back down south again. So there you give you very much the track sits on a very much on a north, south, east, west configuration. Ethan Stanley currently on the pole provisionally, 39.6, the 227 flat. Can he put together another good lap to secure that provisional pole and to get a ticket into the Fast 12? Lap is in as 39.8. And that slots him in 4th. Inside of row 2. Gavin Hibbs on the racetrack. One of our winners last year. Just simply says Joe on the side of his car. I don't know if that's Yo Joe or Joe Cool. I don't know.
Could be something.
$39.515, another good opening lap. Down the back straight, giving himself some room off the wall. Doesn't get that little bubble of drag that pops up there. Right down to the white line, turns 3 and 4. Back out to the wall in the chute. Back down to the white line and turns 3 and 4. Brings it all the way out to the wall on exit of corner 4. Down the front straightaway. Lap 2. 39.6 down to the white line, almost to concrete in turn 1. Back out to the wall in the chute. Back down, just touching the white line in 2. Out to the wall where he had to lift a little bit. Down the back stretch again. Minimizing turns on the wheel, keeping the car straight. Not quite down to the white line in turns 3. High exit off of 3. Into the chute, now into 4. Hitting the white line that time by. And down the front straight for Gavin Hibbs, completing lap 3 of his 10-mile run. 39.7. Still provisionally on the pole. Does he get the pole lap, keeping the car straight going into 3? High line off of 3, not quite even down to the white line that time, about a half a tire width away from the white line that time, touching the white line, and 4 coming to the checkered flags. Do we get the pole or not for Gavin Hibbs? 39.8.
Second.
And he bumps down the second with that last lap. Not enough at a 39.678 lap average of a 226.826, provisionally second, and has a shot right now at the Fast 12. Now out on the racetrack, Trey Holmes.
You know, this is a kind of disadvantage to make the laps now to wait 33 minutes to close the track. So I know we have 2 hours over there, but the rules is before 9 p.m. It have to be at 9 p.m. to the end. So if you make a wrong run now or bad run, it's gonna put you very close to the bump, and then you have to only one time to make the attempt. If you make a mistake on that, it's game over. So I think kind of dangerous now for all of these people.
39.5 for Trey Holmes on the first lap. Currently left in line, Seb Alexander with IAR, Justin Merle right behind Alexander. Logan Spath with the Stowe crew is third. Jacob Collins with Rogue Racing will go about behind Logan Spath. Nick DeGroot making his first start here in the series in a while. He is out behind Collins. Ryan Schultz, Hunter Smith, Frankenfeld, Indycar Scarlett, Jordan Owens, and then Presley Sora. Ryan Huckleberry looks like he has pulled out of line, pulled his time back into the line again in Reblis and Hobson. So right now they are slated to be after 9 p.m. It's not as well as I think Justin Fortner was thinking about putting in his name. But if they go after 9, there's no guarantee in those slots that they will get a chance to go. Lap 2 in the books for Trey Holmes, 39.646. 2 minutes 31 seconds left to play. Actually, 2 minutes 31 seconds. 31 minutes left to play. Come on, Gary. Actually, 31 minutes left to play here in qualifying for the field. And then we'll get into the last row shootout and the Fast 12.
Coming next, Seth Alexander.
Final lap for Trey Holmes, who is going to the inside wall to make this lap as short as possible. Checkered flag in the air for Trey Holmes, a 39.8.
Who was second?
And yeah, he is showing provisionally second. The speed of 227. Now he's provisionally, the third lap's been applied. Where is Trey? He is sixth, with a 39.701 four-lap average and a speed of 226.697 miles per hour. Here's one to watch on the racetrack. Seb Alexander. Seb had himself a good week last week in the VOR series, the Velocity Online Racing League. IndyCar Series or IndyCar Championship. He won at Laguna Seca. One of the more experienced drivers in this entire field in this car. Alexander 39.527 opening lap.
So the last time he did 39.812. That's the one he did before. So he attempted for the third time now.
Third attempt. Justin Vandermarl on deck at the moment. Logan Spath in the hole. We'll see what this lap 2 is like for Seb Alexander. 39.605, 2-lap average, 227.474 for the time average of 39.565, provisionally still sitting on the pole. Run halfway done, lap halfway done, into 3, down to the white line, almost to concrete, giving himself room on the corner into the short chute. Down to the white line again off of 4, giving himself a lot of room off the corner. Keeping it straight as possible. Down the front straight to the yard of bricks. Smacking it like a shotgun. 39.699 for lap 3. 3-lap average of 227.2. Looking at a possible pole run for Seb Alexander and the Indy Alliance Racing Team halfway through, back in the 3. Down to the white line, Alexander, 225 mid-corner. 224, 223 mid-corner through 4. Almost out to the wall, giving it almost a how's about you kiss, but he might be giving a kiss here for a provisional pole. 39.824.
Yep. Oh no, second.
And we are down to, he's down to second just by the slimmest of margins. Seb Alexander, 226.912 4-lap average. That is right behind Pinero's 227 flat.
Do you know what? Good round, because the first attempt he did is 39.7, and now the second was 39.8, and now 39.6. So good for him.
Getting faster. And
So
he might have got himself a berth. Yeah, might have got himself a berth in the top 12. And a chance for the pole here a little bit later. Justin Vandermarl making an attempt here. Coming down for the green flag of his run. Lap 1 at 39.603.
So the first two attempts that he did 39.9, both of them. So this is the third one for him.
Yeah, he's got to put it in the show this time. He only get 3 attempts per driver. The old rules back in the day, in the USAC days, it was 3 attempts per car. Now it's 3 attempts per driver.
Oh, poor car! So they can mix the driver. Okay, that's good.
25 minutes left to play here before we close out qualifying. Do the last row shootout here at the top of the hour. Vandermarl a second lap in 39.701, 2-lap average 226.9. Provisionally, he is second.
I have to ask him, did you see in qualifying change drivers for the same car?
No.
Do you not remember? Or maybe you don't remember?
Well, I guess
because you say something.
Go ahead with your question. What's the question?
So
is anyone qualify the same car but with a different driver?
Because you said you use. Okay.
Yes, that has happened before.
Works.
But when that happens, is the driver that qualifies, and we're coming to the final lap here and the final attempt for Justin Vandermarl. The primary driver, and we go back to 1992 in the Indy 500. So it wasn't Scott Goodyear that qualified that car that finished second. That was another driver that qualified it. But because another driver qualified it and then he put a new driver in the car for the race, you had to withdraw it. Even though the car was qualified, you had to withdraw it and it had to start last.
That's okay.
So that's how they did that. I think Mike Groff is the one who qualified the car that year for Scott Goodyear. And then when Scott Goodyear got the start, then he had to line up 33rd. And it's also along the same lines of, even in the event of a casualty in '96 for the 500 that year, when Scott Brayton unfortunately died in practice after qualifying for the pole, Danny Angaias became the new driver for that car, and he had to start 33rd as well, even though he had the car that turned the pole speed. Logan Spath, first lap in at 39.552. Keeps getting better on these ovals. Go ahead.
This is the second. Oh, no, sorry. This is the first one for Logan Spath. I don't see Logan Spath in the lease.
Top 10 finish in last season's Indy 500. Of course, his teammate won the Indy 500 by the closest of all margins, 0.004 of a second over Robert Malechka and Jason Brophy. And if you want to add another name to that, Adriano Pinero was just an eyelash behind that group. He finished fourth. Spath, second lap, 39.641. Everyone from Stowe, Ohio, checking in, watching. Ooh.
My bad. Logan Spath, the first one, 39.9, the first attempt. This is the second one for him.
39.771, lap 3, white flag in the air for Logan Spath. Currently provisionally second. Last time through 3, not quite down to the white line, but keeps it off the wall a little bit further, down to the white line and the concrete in 4. Final lap in here for Logan Spath in the 0-1. Checkered flag in the air. Where does he check in at? Time is 39.810, and Logan Spath slots in right next to his teammate in 6th with a speed of 227.740. Caleb Binsey is 5th with a 226.790. We're just over the 20-minute mark left to play here. Jacob Collins and his plain white wrapper for Rogue Racing, making his attempt.
There it is. Well, he needs to the lap. So the first lap was 40.217. So for sure have to withdraw the first attempt. So this is the second one for him.
Jacob, a regular participant in the top split of the Indycar Oval Series broadcast that we do on Tuesday nights over on P1. Checking in lap 1 for the 04. 39.491. Wow, that's a good first opening lap.
Yeah, that's a very. It's a same time when he did Adriano on the first lap. So really, really close.
Possible pole run in the offering. Very early still. Looking to complete lap 2 here for Jacob Collins, who put up a heck of a first lap of 39.491 of a speed of 227.906. Coming down to the yard of bricks this time by 39.601.
Getting is the same, almost the same. So could we get the first place for so far for now?
Halfway done, halfway through the lap into turn 3, down to the white line. Trying to keep that car unbound, high revs. Through the corner, down the main straightaway. A car length off the wall. Looking at the white flag this time by completion of lap 3 for Jacob Collins, 39.742. Still provisionally on the pole with a 3-lap average of 227.210 and an average time of a 39.611. It's going to be close.
Stay on 7. He needs to stay on 7 on 39.7 to maybe get the position on Adriano for so far.
Collins off of 4. Do we have a new provisional pole sitter going into the fast 12? Down to the yard of bricks.
Oh.
39.8. Oh, P2. Jacob Collins, 39.661 is the time. 226.922 miles an hour. Pinero keeps a hold of the pole. Here's a driver we want to watch. He has a shot at the pole. Here's Nick DeGroot. He's raced so well here in the community circles. He even has a strategy named after him.
So the first attempt of him 39.7. So this is the second one for Nick.
The writer for motorsports.com. Noted journalist, let's put it that way. Noted journalist, Nick DeGroot. $39.532. on that opening lap for Nick. Next up on in the on-deck circle at the moment is Ryan Schuld. Hunter Smith is in the hole. Those are baseball terms, if anyone didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And lap 2 in the book for Nick DeGroot. 39.609. Not a bad second lap. Not a lot of fall off there. Lap average 227.4. Just touching the white line that time in 3 for lap 3. Coming to the completion of lap 3 now for the motorsport journalist. Lap 3, a 39.694. Very consistent run. Now do we look at another possible full attempt here? Halfway through lap 3 is 3-lap average 227.208. Time 39.611 compared to Pinero's 39.638. Can he hold on to get that provisional pole? Needs another a low 39.7. Can he do it? $39.812, and almost in an exact fashion of what happened to Jacob Collins. That last lap slots him now provisionally third on the outside of row 1. He is a speed of 226.920. 39.622 is the 4-lap average. So it's Pinero, Collins, and now DeGroot on the front row. Now on the racetrack, Ryan Schuld.
So Ryan Schuld, the first one, I think so he hit the wall because it's not time for him on the first attempt. The second one, he did 39.9, I can tell you 915. That's the second one. This is the third one for him.
39.469, opening lap, a big one.
Wow.
First of the 228s that we've seen, at least on the broadcast, since the broadcast started. 13 minutes left to play here in qualifying. Coming down for lap 2. $39.590.
I think so. It's going for that. Getting close. But the most important, the fourth one. That's the hardest one.
The hardest lap of the hardest 4 laps in all of racing is right here, qualifying for the Indianapolis 500. Whether it's virtually or physically, you're doing it for real. You could be a former world champion and still not make this race. Ask Fernando Alonso. 39.7, lap 3 for Ryan Schuld. Still provisionally on the pole. 227.355 to 3-lap average time. 39.586. Looking at a pole run as he slides up the racetrack into the short chute. Down to the white line, barely in 4. Off the exit of 4, down the main straight. Do we have a new pole sitter? There's been the last couple runs been flirting with it. Time 39.780. That should do it.
It is.
That does do it. Ryan Scholl, your new provisional pole sitter, a 634 of the 4-lap average of a 227.078 miles per hour. Your new provisional pole sitter going into the Fast 12.
After almost 5 hours with Adriano Piñero on the top, Ryan Scholl get the first one so far.
Hunter Smith making his attempt here in the last 12 minutes of qualifying here on PresleySoar.com. Qualification day here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're just joining us. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Give us that thumbs up. We certainly would appreciate it. And the best thing to do for the ERN is give them your subscription. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you don't miss out on the next race, which is next week for us, the 13th running of the Indy 500. You won't want to miss it. Every race they've had has been a close nail-biter. I suspect this one to be no different. 39.487 for Hunter Smith.
Hunter Smith, this is the third one. So the first one, 41.9. Second one, 40.1. This is the third one for him.
Here is a track temperature coming down, 80 degrees ambient, 108 degrees the track temp. Big wind this time from the southeast at about 6 and 7 miles an hour. Lap 2, Hunter Smith.
He's 10 minutes to go.
39.590. Chad Frankenfeld is out next. He's already on the racetrack. I think they're trying to speed this last 10 minutes along here. Lap 3, 39.7. Now there's Frankenfeld. He's on the racetrack right now. He's coming up to speed. Last lap for Hunter Smith. Currently, he's also now on the provisional pole. 39.599, 3-lap average, 227.280. Through the northwest vista, down the main straight. Where does Hunter Smith slot in? $39.825, and he is now provisionally third with a 39.655 with a average speed of 226.956. Now we go back to Frankenfeld, who just put in his first lap of a 39.4. These first lap times are really coming down.
The temperature is getting down, so this is the second attempt to shut Frankenfeld. The first one, 39.766.
Brandon Truss. Well, hopefully the car is good in traffic. Brandon, I don't think you're going to have a problem in the race, buddy. 1,100 wins in iRacing. I don't think you're going to have a problem in the race. Lap 2 for Frankenfeld. 39.590 for the long series veteran and admin here of the series. Many laps, many starts here for this driver.
I think by time the last one should be Jordan Owens. You be him. If it's not Sora, Presley Sora came from the pits before 9 p.m.
Yeah, you got to be on the racetrack before 9 p.m. That's when the gun goes off. Frankenfeld lap 3, 39.648. 39.648, so still Frankenfeld provisionally on the pole. 39.573, the lap average of 227.430. 7 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Frankenfeld, Scholl, Panero, your front row at the moment. Hunter Smith, Jacob Collins, Nick DeGroot, row 2. Seb Alexander, Gavin Hibbs, Tyler Fody, row 3. Caleb Benty, Logan Spath, Ethan Stanley, row 4. Frankenfeld going to check in for lap 4. 39.716. That might have taken him to the provisional pole, and it has. Chad Frankenfeld, provisional pole, 39.609, 227.224. Out on the racetrack, Indycar Scarlett. She won here as part of the Formula Indy Series Indy 300 back in May. Has many laps here. Very
Indycar Scarlett. Indycar Scarlett, second one attended. So 39.799 the first attempt.
Well, let's watch over the shoulder of Indycar Scarlett. 39.503 first lap, down to the concrete. Oh, almost up to the wall. Kept her foot in it, though. Down to the white line, right in front of the Triley Children's Hospital suites, down the back straightaway. That separates two portions of the Brickyard Crossing golf course. Also now in turn 3, there's a midget track in there in the infield. Down to the white line, out to the wall in the short chute. Back down to the white line, not quite underneath it. High exit off of 4, down the main straight for lap 2. Indycar Scarlett, blue lights flashing on the dash, giving it everything she's got. Lap 2, 39.659 into turn 1. Very comfortable this time off of the wall. Already in turn 2. Car's starting to bind up a little bit. You can hear it from the revs lowering. Down the back straight one more time, looking at turn 3. Like threading a needle, down to the white line. That time not so far down to the concrete as she's done before. Back down into 4, not to the white line quite yet. High exit off of 4. Car binds up just a little bit down the front straight for lap 3. $39.699 still on the provisional pole for Indycar Scarlett. Way down on the white line in 3. Car binds up just a little bit, loses a little time off of 2. Now down the backstretch. Full revs, everything she's got. Down into 3, into the short chute for the final time. Down to the white line in 4, not quite there, but high exit and plenty of momentum. Down the main straight to the checkered flag. 3 minutes left to play here in qualifying. Indycar Scarlett checks in now at second fastest. Now she's down, the 5th fastest in the top 12. Indycar Scarlett, 39.659, 226.936 miles an hour. Jordan Owens on the racetrack.
3 minutes to go.
And he's blinking. If he hustles it, though, there might be another driver who gets another chance. Who is on deck?
Jordan Owens, the first attempt, 40.155. This is the second one.
Presley Sora will get a second attempt here, or another attempt on the qualifying day, named after his website. Jordan Owens, 39.4. I think Ryan Huckleberry is just going to miss the cutoff here.
But I think so. Let me check which time he did before.
Huckleberry currently is 34th, and Clindy is 33rd. So if Owens gets in a good qualifying run, he'll bump Clindy out. But remember, everybody that doesn't qualify will get one more shot at the last row. So we're only locking in positions 1 through 30 right now. 2 minutes left to play. Lap 2, 39.610 for Jordan Owens.
Okay, so I think Ryan he don't want to make the attempt. So, or maybe by race control they put it down, they put it out to the attempt. So it's gonna be only Sora the last one, because you only have a 1 minute and 35 seconds on the clock.
And Sora should take the green flag before the expiration of this hour. Here comes Owens for his run, last lap of his run. Currently, he is also provisionally on the pole again. Everybody very, very close in times, and the provisional pole, but everyone's been flirting with it as these track temps have come down. Owens, last time through turn 3, down to the yard of bricks and a checkered flag for his attempt here for the 13th running of the Indy 500 and the ERL. And he is now slotted provisionally second, a 39.624, 227.135, the 4-lap average. So now Pinero, who has spent the better part of the afternoon on the pole, is now provisionally 4th. Presley Sora, the sponsor of today's on the green flag lap with 42 seconds left to spare. So this is in the, if you're ever at the racetrack back in the USAC days, and I think they still do it in the IndyCar days, they will stick a racing or a sprinter starter gun, a track and field starter gun, out the window there of the timing and scoring pagoda, and about 15 seconds from now they would fire it off, and that would be the gun. So if you ever heard the phrase under the gun or just before the gun, well, it possibly might have originated here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So getting it in before the gun. Qualifying is over, and Presley Sora on the run right now. He's on it to 39.484 his first lap.
So this is the third one. The first one, 673, and the second one, 39.981. Could be put Joshua Adams out of 30, or could be Sora going to the bump. But like I saw now so far, well, seen so far, maybe it's gonna be back to the top 10 because the temperature is getting low and low, 106 Fahrenheit now.
Well, lap 3 for Presley Sora, 39.6. Everyone seems to be falling off about a tenth now on these laps as the tires wear out. The heat impacts the way these cars handle. In between last row qualifying and final qualifying here for the top 30, we'll get in sponsors for today, pay a few bills. Presley Sora, final lap. Where does Presley sort in at? On PresleySora.com, qualification day here at Indianapolis.
I think is first.
Yeah, he last run, and he goes ahead and put an exclamation point on it on his own day. Your provisional pole setter, Presley Sora, with a time of 39.564, average speed 227.478 miles an hour. And we are getting ready to go last row qualifying here momentarily.
Sorry, it's going second.
Oh, he went down. Okay, moved down to second. Brett Chad Frankenfeld now. But still, not a bad day to put a stamp on your day. So the qualifying, the Fast 9. So the bumping round is now beginning at 9. I'm not sure who the first to go will be. But while we're waiting for that, I do want to get in some bills here, and I want to thank our premier sponsors again for sponsoring the ERL. Blue Egg Marketing, who have some sponsorship on some of their cars, have done pretty well. But you can rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew, turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. Do not spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, click on their link in the description. And there is the Blue Egg car right there with Ethan Stanley, who just disappears.
He left.
Yeah, he's like, he just put me on TV with my sponsor. I'm just going to punch out of here. While we're also waiting, I do want to thank Worldwide Technology Raceway. Of course, everybody knows Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, very close to the Gateway Arch. Features the 2.5-mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup, Craftsman Truck, and the NTT Indycar Series, second longest race of the NTT Car Series calendar, oval race, excuse me. Also a 2-mile infield road course and a NHRA sanctioned drag strip that just hosted the annual NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series Midwest Nationals. To learn more about Worldwide Technology Raceway or to buy tickets for one of their marquee events, visit their website. The link is in the description. Also want to thank 4D Racewear. Some of their cars are in the top 33 right now. 4D Racewear makers are the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racers by sim racers. 4D sim racing shoes are custom engineered to connect racers to their pedals in a way that no other shoe can. Visit 4dracewear.com. Come out and check the original racing gloves for your feet. That's 4D Racewear. Link is in the description. And of course, we do want to thank Warriors for Peace for being the title sponsor of the ERL IndyCar Series. Warriors for Peace is a foundation promoting peaceful change in the world to honor the beautiful life of Jack Shockley. Check out warriorsforpeace.org for more information. The link is in the description. Getting ready to go last row qualifying here for the 13th running of the Rebelist Indianapolis 500. And, well, we're just kind of waiting to see who is going to go. I believe last row qualifying is another form that I need to find. I don't hear a car running yet. I don't hear a car on the racetrack yet. Now I hear a car on the racetrack. All right, so we got the bumping round now, and see whose names are going to go into the bumping round. So we got Casey Pahutsky, Nick Terrell, Mark Rebelus, A.J. Hobson, Joshua Osborne, Ryan Huckleberry, Kyle Clinworth, Kevin Hayes, Marshall Stanley, and Justin Wadsworth. So we're going to have 10 drivers go for 3 spots. No second runs. If you mess it up, that's it. You're done. So Casey Pahutsky, I believe, is the first on that list. There he is on pit road right now. Trying to get a better view of his car. All hidden right now. There we go. In the AMD car. He's waiting his turn to go here.
They waited for us, so now is ready. Ready for commercial, you know, videos and things. Now, because all of this, we can go. So the order is. Give me 1 second.
The order is Pahutsky, Terrell, and Reblis. Your first three. Hobson, Osborne, Huckleberry, your next three. Clenworth, Hayes, and Stanley. And Wadsworth will be the last driver. So 10 drivers for 3 spots.
Dennis Pahutsky, he wasn't in the field. I don't know. You know, I don't see Pahutsky in the standing. So I think so. He didn't attempt any.
Yeah, but you can still run for the last row.
Oh.
So Pahutsky, Nick Terrell, and Mark Revelis never had a time in the list, but they're eligible to run for the last row.
Okay.
We've watched Pahutsky in the Dark Horse DW12 series. Pulling out the IR-18 today. For an attempt here at Indianapolis. Lap 1 in the books. The last row shootout is underway. 39.510. So there is a possibility that we might see somebody in the back row here go faster than the pole speed. And I'm looking at Clindy. Maybe AJ Hobson. Nick Terrell might have a shot at that one too. Kevin Hayes might have a shot at that one as well. But those are kind of the guys I'm looking at right now. Might have a shot at actually going faster than the pole speed. So the question is probably on your mind, Lewis, is like, has there ever been anybody to qualify fastest and to be in the final row? And the answer is no. That has never happened. However, there have been multiple times over the course of the history of the Indy 500 where the fastest qualifier has not been on the pole. And the name that highlights that list, of course, is still the track record holder to this day, Ari Leyendijk. His track record was not a pole speed. So when they talk about the pole record that was set this year by McLaughlin, that is different than the qualification record. That is a pole record. That is the fastest pole speed ever. But the fastest qualification lap ever has still yet to be eclipsed since 1996.
So it's still Ariel Leyendijk.
Still Ari Leyendijk to this day.
Please, broken the record, because every single year is the same question. For sure, it's like, okay, you're the fastest lap without qualifying and for the pole. But anyways, it's still that. I'm getting surprised. So for sure, it can be faster. Because the temperature is Fahrenheit. Sorry. And 103 Fahrenheit in the track. So 39.4 Celsius in track. So it's super cold now. The track before when you saw in the started the broadcasting is like an 120 Fahrenheit out track. That should be easy to make the lap because. I didn't mention that, but
and the sun is hidden right now. It's behind clouds.
Oh, Pahutsky hit the wall.
No, Pahutsky finished. I think he just came to a stop really quick. Had to get off the racetrack. So Nick Terrell putting in his lap.
So the left front tire, what I did yesterday, I left the front tire on 303 Fahrenheit temperature, the tire. So it's really get the left front tire a lot of pressure and like lose a lot of grip over there. So for now, maybe the temperature also is. You see the track is 20. So it could be a little more easy for the drivers to handle with that. So let's see what's happening.
39.4 first lap for Terrell. Fastest opening lap so far in the last row shootout. Of course, as a reminder, as we watch this run, Ari Leyendijk has the single unofficial lap record here in Indianapolis, set on Fast Friday at 96 with a speed of 239.260 miles an hour. The single official lap set on day 2 of quals in 96 at 237.498. And he also holds the 4-lap average set on that same qualification run of 236.946 miles per hour. The pole record is Scott McLaughlin, turned this year, 234.220. So he is still a good 2 miles per hour plus off the overall track record. And even with the hybrid in, I'm not even sure if they'll get to that record anytime soon. They really need to have like the wick turned up, the racetrack, probably a new pavement down on it so it's super grippy. I don't know, tire war going on. Let's bring back Goodyear and Firestone, have a tire war going on. They'll need a couple of conditions like that to maybe get back up to the 240 neighborhood. But yeah, that record, all those speed records still holding from 1996. So I remember listening to that pole run on the radio, so that's how old I am. Nick Terrell completing lap 3, coming to lap 4 right now for his final run. And he is slowing down.
Oh no! Oh no! He didn't realize it's the last lap.
Did he just pull a Marcus Ericsson? No, he did not.
Oh no. He didn't realize. Yeah, he didn't realize it's the last lap. That's what I said on the radio. That's what I tried at the last things I caught.
Oh, that is going to be painful. And that might be, that actually is going to be day done for Nick Terrell, I believe.
So he did 40.503. So it's very, very slow. Pahosky 39.906. First of all.
He didn't reset before he went out, so he ran out of fuel.
Oh no. That's the worst one. Oh.
Okay, so not a Marcus Ericsson. Okay.
Okay.
Craig Forsyth spotter fired. You know, it's not a bad idea even during quals. And Dave, I know that you spot for your boy Ryan, who's coming up here in a little bit. When he runs, does he like to have you in his ear a lot? Do you remind him like first lap, second lap? This is your white flag.
Absolutely not. He doesn't want to hear anything.
Doesn't want to hear any of that. So when I spotted for Caleb and stuff like that, I don't say anything during the qual lap at all. All I say is coming to green, coming to white, coming to checker. That's all I say.
We have an agreed upon Lewis Hamilton thing where he'll say, "Leave me to it." And that's basically his polite way to say, "Dad, shut up."
Shut up. Well, our sponsor for the Indy 500 putting lap 1 in for a 39.451, lap 2 a 39.578. Looking pretty good for Mark Reblis to get his car into the 13th running of the race he sponsors. High exit off of 2 down the back straightaway. Can Bitcoin cash in today for a final row starts? We shall see. We are now filling positions 31, 32, and 33 to round out the grid. And Indica Scarlett shouting out, telling LGN thanks for broadcasting. LGN's becoming a pro at this now.
Oh.
Although Dave, you threw this man into the deep end when a truck series race at Martinsville. How dare you? 28 caution laps? Come on, man.
No. I said 26. No. 28, no. 25.
Oh, I'm sorry. 25. Okay.
I'm sorry, but I have to remember this. But the guy won the race.
Last night we hit 32.
I took the 32. This was. I still cannot believe it. Why the first guy lead all the laps didn't win the race? Oh my God, this feels so awkward that day when I asked him for the win and congratulations and said, "No, you didn't win the race." Oh my God. Awkward.
Mark
Yeah, we
Reblis
kind of left him speechless, didn't we?
Mark
Yeah.
Reblis qualifies at a 227.177. That puts him
39.
now in 31st position.
Yep. 39 point. Oh, you say that? 39.617, no?
Yep.
Yeah.
And time speed of 227.177. AJ Hobson out on the racetrack. Try to get a camera on him real quick. He is also a regular in the Dark Horse DW12 series. We'll see him when that regular season kicks off here soon. In the Miller Genuine Draft, Danny Sullivan car that sat on the front row back in 1988. Led a lot of that race. Unfortunately, crashed out. But of course, that if you remember, when all the Penske cars qualified on the front row for this year's 500, they flash back to that photo of Mears, Sullivan, and Unser on the front row for that 88 race. Those cars looked so cool back then with those wheel covers. Those wheel covers were awesome. Although Rick Mears didn't like them much, but they looked awesome.
They're real warriors in that time, really. I still think the casket with wheels.
Yeah. You know, there wasn't a great deal of casualties back in the day in terms of racer incidents, but you're right. It could have been a whole lot worse. And safety in that time really improved to the point that I think the cars are at the pinnacle of their safety status right now. I'm sure there's always things they can do on these cars to make them more safe. I almost said more safety. More safe.
It should be used that word too.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to see them any safer than they could possibly be right now. But I'm sure there's things they can put into these things. Lap 3 in the book for AJ Hobson. Currently a 2-lap average 227.484. Now a 3-lap average of 227.568. He is now currently provisionally 31st ahead of Reblis, who is now 32nd. And he gets this final lap in, see where he slots in, but it looks like he is going to make the final row for the time being. Next out is Dave's son, Ryan Huckleberry, for his next attempt. But final attempt for AJ Hobson, a 39.646. The speed of 227.428. 227 now, the 39.709 is his fourth lap. 227.339 is the average speed, and that puts him now the fastest on the last row shootout, putting him at 31st and Reblis at 32nd. Huck, the boy is going now.
Maybe it's Nevers.
In the yellow submarine, we talked about that in the post-race and the pre-race or the pre-qual show. Long history of drivers, starting with Al Unser Sr., who drove this car. Then the next year was Johnny Rutherford, who drove it to victory, the 1980 Indianapolis 500. He drove that for a couple seasons. Then it passed over to Team Penske for a very long time. Then Dean Hall came back, and the likes of Teo Fabi and John Andretti drove this car. Also, Jill DeFerrin drove this car. Ooh, down to the concrete there in turn 2.
Too low.
Then in the IRL years, Scott Goodyear and Sam Hornish Jr.
Too high.
$39.627 for lap 2. Two-lap average 227.319 halfway through. With this speed, he would be provisionally 32nd and put Reblis on the bubble. Ethan Stanley says LGN had a trial by fire broadcasting the Truck Series coming into lap 3 for Ryan Huckleberry. 39.638, not bad. Not down to the white line of 1. High exit, but keeping it off the wall in the short chute. White flag in the air. Final lap on the final attempt here in the last row shootout for Ryan Huckleberry. Series rookie in the yellow submarine down the backstretch last time into 3. A high arc entrance down to the white line. Out to the short chute wall. Looking at turn 4 for the last time.
Good.
Can Huck do it down the main straightaway? Can he channel the inner Scott McLaughlin?
Yes.
39.680 for a speed of 227.128. He is now on the bubble. 33rd.
Husky and Nick Terrell out.
Yes. So here's the one we want to watch. Clindy is going to be one of those that could possibly put together a pole attempt here for the final row. Greg, what do you want me to turn off? You want me to turn off the inputs? The inputs might be fun to see if people get out of the throttle. But we can turn the inputs off if you want.
Up here.
Beautiful looking car there for Clindy. A neonism special. If you haven't checked out Jesse Abraham, check out his paints on Trading Paints. Just search up neonism. It's got some really innovative paints out there, especially if you're a stock car guy. Oh, the countdown.
Oh, you put the countdown as like a server. So the server is 1 hour and 34 minutes. But is...
Yeah, we could do that.
Nope. It's okay.
Lap 1, 39.382. Fastest first lap we've seen since we've come on the air. Lap 2, how can Clindy do? 39.542. First lap, 228.531. Second lap coming in on the time. We'll get an average here. 39.542. Just waiting for whoever's running that document to type it in. At 39.3 is the fastest opening lap we've seen since we've come on the air. Lap 3, white flag. Possible pole attempt for the final row shootout for Kyle Glenworth. Lap 3, 39.620. A 3-lap average of 227.765. .227.2 is the pole speed.
Like Ariel Irondeck.
Here he comes. This is going to be your fastest qualifier in the field, folks. I'm pretty sure of it. Kyle Glenworth smacking it everyone around, and he's going to line up at best 31st at 39.707 with a speed of 227.448, a 4-lap timed average of a 39.563. So if you compare that to Chad Frankenfeld's, he's a 10th faster and a 2/10 faster in a miles per hour. That is your new fastest qualifier in the final row. Oh, goodness. Nice job, Clindy. Nice job. Let's get the next qualifier out there. That is Kevin Hayes. Kevin, I think, has a good shot at putting up some good laps as well. He is in the running for the Rookie of the Year for the series. I think he also participated in last year's Indy 500 as well, so he made the field, looking to make it again. This is not an easy field to make.
gonna say something. It's now sunny on the track.
Yeah, let's get you the
It's
weather
gonna be
conditions. 99 degrees track temp, 80 degrees ambient.
It's gonna be a little more hot on. So for now, starting on.
First lap in the book for Kevin Hayes. 39.465. So with Clindy's qualification attempt, that has bumped Reblis from the field. So it's Clindy. Oh, excuse me, that's bumped Huckleberry from the field. Sorry. So it is Clindy, Hobson, and now Reblis. Reblis is on the bubble.
No.
Hobson
is the last car on the bubble.
Hobson's on the bubble? Okay.
Yes.
So it's Clindy, 227.4, Hobson with the 227.3, and Reblis with the 227.177. It's Reblis on the bubble.
Yeah, you're right. But as coming Hayes.
Kevin Hayes is on the racetrack right now, and he is currently trending to be faster than Hobson and Reblis right now. So he might slot in at 32nd, middle of the last row. Lap 3 in the books, 39.656 for Kevin Hayes. Current 3-lap average, 227.478. Already below Clindy's 4-lap average, 227.4. So he's going to best middle of the final row, excuse me. Here he comes to complete the run.
$30 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to definitely be 32nd, just waiting for the time to update. 39.765. With Marshall Stanley, 39.765. There we go. 227.190. So that is actually now 33rd. And he's on the bubble. Marshall Stanley now on the racetrack. Yeah, it's one of those you good news, you qualified. The bad news is you're on the bubble. But if you think about it, there have been a long list of drivers much more qualified than all of us to doing sim racing right now that have been on the bubble before. So don't worry about it. It's a learning experience. Marshall Stanley. I agree with you, Brandon, the track temps, and that's kind of like what happened last year in qualifying. Track temps changed, and it really changed the outlook of the field. Some drivers you didn't expect to be up front were up front. Some drivers you didn't expect to be in the back were in the back. Now, to channel my inner macho man Randy Savage, the cream always rises to the top. Yeah. So what I'm saying is during the course of 500 miles, the good drivers are always going to move forward. The bad drivers are always going to have a hard time. So just because you can put in 4 solid laps and a 10-mile qualification run and be fast doesn't always guarantee, and you know this, Brandon, doesn't always guarantee you're going to get a good finish in the Indy 500. It just means you got a good start. Case in point, last season, Caleb came from mid-pack to win that race. Robert Roletska fell all the way to the mid-pack to do a fuel save strategy, and of course almost won that race. So it doesn't really matter where you start or where you finish, or where you start up front or in the middle. Just matters where you finish. That's what I'm trying to say. Lap 3 in the books for Marshall Stanley. He's got 2 good laps together, 39.464, a 39.549, and a 39.650. for a 3-lap average of 227.539. This should put him in the into the field.
You mentioned Vance last season won from the middle of the pack, and he's started on 15, so he is 15th now. So he started in the middle of the pack again.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah, and it was a slow progression for him. And there is a 39.700 for Marshall Stanley. Let's see where that slots him in. 227. So Clindy is definitely locked in with the 227.4, 8.8. Then Hobson still second, 227.339. And now Marshall Stanley on the bubble with a 227.329. With one driver left to go, it's Jason Wadsworth. And
wow.
Jason is the only driver here that can work his way into the field.
So, Glendy and AJ Hobson, they will make the race. So,
yeah, they are locked in now. They are locked in.
So fingers crossed for Stanley.
Stanley, yeah, got a lot of fingers crossed, fingers, toes, family members, arms, fingers, hands, and toes. Lap one in for Justin Wadsworth. The last run for the last row shootout. 39.446.
Oh, careful with the wall.
Very happy to be locked in. Interview for, dude. Look, you don't have to ask. Just come on in here. Clindy can come on up. You can stick around for the Fast 12 if you want to. You've been on a. I
have a dry tower for Clindy. Right.
You have a what?
The dry tower.
You have a dry towel?
Yeah.
And here he is. Clindy, how you doing, buddy?
A lot better than I was about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Lap 3, turn 2, Justin Wadsworth. Lap 2 at 39.564, 2-lap average of a 227.8. He's doing pretty good.
He's looking great.
I think it's a sequel on the Stanley. He kind of little slow on the Stanley he did, so kind of same time.
39.631 for lap 3. That brings the average down to a 227.581. Still, if he gets a good lap in here, it might be flirting with Clindy's 4-lap average of a 227.4. But we'll see if he puts in a good lap. Maybe if our final qualifier of the day might be our fastest qualifier. We'll see.
Really lose some free.
Just getting to the white line, but a high line through all the turns. Kind of a Helio Castroneves type of line. Down to the line. The last row shootout complete.
Wow. He did
6.72.
39.673. Yep. No, he did not. A 227.4 flat as 0.088 slower than you of a mile per hour. But that would have put him in, I think, second. Provisionally
second on the 32. So
nice
really
job on these these final shootout guys in the back row. Very, very good performances. So I guess the next Thursday we'll want to watch the last row.
Marshall bumped by 0.001.
Yeah.
I got very unlucky with the sticks I drew. My first run, the track temp was 128 degrees Fahrenheit. My second run, it was 115, and I just pushed a little too hard on my last lap. Put myself in a position to get bumped, but you know, when you go out and the track's 98 degrees, you can set the fastest lap all day. I set the purple lap, which is really cool, and the fastest 4, which is also very cool. I'm just very happy to have P1 on the car, Gary. Happy to be up in the booth with you guys. And I'm excited to watch Jacob Collins compete for the pole, my teammate, at Rogue Racing.
Do you wanna mention some sponsor things before the pole position?
He did. He said P1. That's the
Literally,
one that matters.
all P1. All P1 all day, baby. Hit like,
Oh, okay.
subscribe. I know this is on the Elite Racing Network, but, you know, a rising tide lifts all ships. So subscribe to all the channels. And, you know, I'm just very nervous for next Thursday because I will be racing not from my house. I'll be in Chicago for work. And I will have to do my best on a rig that is not mine. So we'll see if that's my laptop, which struggles to get 30 frames, or if I can find someone else willing to donate a rig in Chicago. So if you're listening and you know someone in the Chicago metro area who will be available next Thursday night to home me to race in this race, I would be very grateful.
Are there any sim
Shameless
racing
plug.
centers in Chicago that you've been able to find or anything like that?
I believe the first one's in New York City, and the other one's actually down the street in DC here. There might be a cyber cafe. If that's the case, you know, I'll maybe DM the owner. I have a whole week, so if something doesn't come together by Wednesday or by Tuesday, I'm gonna buy a computer and return it and get it set up in my hotel room.
Love it. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Looks like the fast fall off. I'm gonna go debrief with my teammates and cheer on Jacob. You guys have a blast in here.
All right, thanks for joining us. That is Kyle Klindworth starting on the last row, but our fastest qualifier in the field for the 13th running of the Rebellis Photography Indy 500 here in the ERL. Tyler Fode getting ready to prepare to make his fast 12 run here. One of our points leaders. Notice I haven't shown the points at all today, LGN, because at Indianapolis, points don't matter.
So the order is Tyler Fode, Hips, Step Alexander, Nick de Groot, Jacob Collins, Indycar Scarlett, Hunter Smith, Adriano Piñeiro, Ryan Schultz, Jordan Owens, Presley Sora, and Chad Frankenfeld for the pole for the Indy 500.
And he's on it. First lap underway here for the Fast 12 qualifiers. Down to the white line again through 2. Quarter car width off the wall, off exit of 2. Keeping it straight along the wall, down the backstretch. High arc into 3, not quite down to the white line, using that Castro-Neves line again. Keeping the car unbound, just touching the white line that time through 4. Off of 4, down the main straight for the first lap here. .39.372. So Clinty maybe not be the fastest. We'll see how the Fast 12's done. First lap, 227.589. 228.589. I wish they would update the tire model, the track, and the engines on these things just a little bit so they could squeak out these 230 laps. It's tough to do in a fixed setup race. I know in an open setups they can get up to 230. Lap 2 in the books. 39.504. 2-lap average, 228.206. Coming lap 3, white flag, Tyler Fode. Tyler with a win this season on the oval at Motegi. Currently, he is third in the championship, only behind Stanley and Bency. Car is looking pretty well planted as he's on the north end of the racetrack. Through the corner, down the main straight. Run completes. Tyler Fode, last lap in time and speed. Let's check it out. 39.649 for a four-lap average of 227.691. A time average of 39.527. Gavin Hibbs now on the racetrack. We got Seb Alexander on the racetrack right now.
Yeah.
So is Gavin not available, and so he's not running?
I think so.
Seb,
Oh,
do you remember during... Go ahead.
By race control it says step is go. So I don't know.
All right, we'll just go what off race control says to us. Seb got very close to a pole run. He was one of the first drivers really to kind of start knocking on the door of Pinero, who was on the pole for much of the session, starting at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Of course, it is in the middle of the night where Seb Alexander is. Over in Northern Europe there.
Gavin Hibbs is not in the car. Actually, the car is not in the pit row.
So if he doesn't go, then he will then be 12th at best.
Yep.
Which, I mean, he would only lose one spot. I mean, he qualified provisionally 11th, so he would only lose one spot. So I guess if you know that you don't have necessarily the pace to go and prove much, just, call it a quits or not, I don't want to say call it quits. Just call it a day. Lap 3. It's 39.615. Lap average of 227.6 would make him second fastest at the moment in the Fast 12. Last lap for Seb before we see him on race day. 39.670, very consistent run. And that's a 227.459. That makes him provisionally second on the Fast 12. On the racetrack now, Nick DeGroot. And Nick's using every inch of the racetrack. Andretti style. Eddie Cheever style. Nick DeGroot first lap in a 39.430. That is not the fastest opening lap of the three drivers so far that have gone in the Fast 12. First lap 2:28.253. Now let's see if he can put together a consistent lap 2, 3, and 4. Work on that average a little bit. Ooh, back in a little light coming off of 4 for Nick. Went down for lap 2. Run half done. $39.542 on that next run. Our timing and scoring says 39.543, but 542 is what the scoring tower is giving him. And harder and harder and harder to get to that white line. Lap 3, white flag in the air. 7.5 miles down. 39.632. 3-lap average 227.648. That would put him now second over Seb Alexander. So the fall off for Nick at this point is a little less than Seb. We'll see when he completes this final lap to see if he's able to complete the run and get a jump on Seb. Let's see here. Coming to the checkered flag at the yard of bricks. $39.691. Very consistent lap there for 2 and 3, or 3 and 4.
Before, I have the standing. Who's the poleman in the history on this league? So, Frankenfeld 1, Adriano Piñeiro have 1, 2, with Tanner Watkins. They have Gabriel Perez also, R.C. Enerson, Johnny Thomas, and Kelly Benzie. Bennett have a 2 with Robert Maresca. So these two guys have 2 pole positions, and maybe Hat or Piñeiro could go for the second.
Jacob Collins, teammate to Kyle Clinworth, is in the Fast 12 and getting information from Clindy on how to maybe make this run of his a pole challenging run. 39.391, lap 1. Fastest, second fastest first lap since Tyler Fode.
Wow.
228.479. Definitely a higher line in all these corners. I wonder if he's doing that to keep the car unbound.
Less you move the wheel, better is for the car.
The true words are never been spoken. 39.549 that time by, so fell off by a little bit. He's trying to recover now, starting lap 3 down the back straight. 228.024 is his 2-lap average. On deck is Nick Scarlett and the whole Hunter Smith. I think when Pinheiro comes out, how about we run? We'll ride with Pinheiro for his run.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fun to watch his run. Yeah, we'll watch his run up close. Here's a lap 3 for Jacob Collins in the 04. 39.609. 227.756 is the 3-lap average. He would be on the pole at this point if the run was done. Fode's 4-lap average 227.691. Jacob Collins 3-lap average 227.756. Could we be looking at a pole run here for the Rogue Racing driver in the plain white wrapper? Lap 4 done. How's it check in? 39.667. 227.538, and he's second. Oh, It's just like his first run, too. So close. Oh, so close. Indycar Scarlet now up next. Indycar had a very good run her first time out.
Let's see if he can do like Danica Patrick did.
I think Danica in her last start was in the Fast 12, wasn't she? I think she was.
I'll let you know because I know she was in the front row.
Indycar Scarlet lap 1, 39.445. Unfortunately, that's the slowest opening lap, but just because you have the slowest opening lap doesn't mean that you're going to be the slowest out of these 5 drivers already that have qualified. Gavin Hibbs is not showing up for the Fast 12, so his car will automatically go into 12. So really, we're qualifying for the top 11 now. Lap 2, if she can put together another 39.4, 39.5, we can start talking about possibly being a faster lap here. There is a 39.5, so that's kind of what we're talking about. 39.511 is what the official timing scoring has. We see on our screens 39.512, 2-lap average 227.975. I exit off of 4, coming to the white flag, and lap 3 for Indycar Scarlet, the winner of the FIS Indy 300. She knows how to win these races. 39.615. So another very consistent lap. Just a tenth slower. Tenth slower of a course over 2.5 miles. Not bad, especially the way these tires are wearing out and the heat. Even though the heat of the track is down, it is still hot out there, LGN.
Still, well, it's kind of hot, but it's not really like
what it was before, right?
Yeah. So no, Danica Patrick fourth, the highest.
Here's the fourth and final lap for Indycar. Go right ahead.
But he did the pole position on Daytona 500. Which time?
39.603, a faster fourth lap for Indycar Scarlet, 227.6, and we are provisionally second.
He improved the third lap. So all of the other guys did. Well, the poleman for now 40 is he did 39.648, but she did 39.602. I think so. She catch the tricky in the last lap.
And let me just update. We were talking about the weather. Let's get the graphics out there. 94 degrees track temperature, 80 degrees ambient. Wind out of the southeast about 5 at 4. It's varying between 3 and 5 miles per hour right now. And humidity 47.9%. Lap 1, 39.391 for Hunter Smith.
You're slow.
A 39.391 is actually third best lap all day.
Yeah. But 40 he did 0.372. Could be recovered over here.
Halfway through the 10-mile run. The hardest 4 laps in all of racing going on right here. And you talked about it during in a 39.536 for lap 2. You talked about it during your test laps here. You're changing something every corner, every lap, aren't you?
Well, because it's too hot. I changed the anti-roll front anti-roll part, but to the end of the stint, the car is getting loose, so you have to come back to the original. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And also the weight jacket to negative. But with this condition, yeah, I think it's better to use maybe a little bit positive of the weight jacket. That's what I think. I don't know. These guys think a different thing about me. But yeah, this condition is much better when I practice in 130 Fahrenheit, and here is 94 Fahrenheit. So because it's almost 6 p.m. on the racetrack.
Final time through 4 here for Hunter Smith. Going to complete his run. 39.599 is his third lap. And his final lap is a 39.643. Wow, very consistent run. 227.606, just edging out Indycar Scarlet. So now we move Hunter Smith up into second, middle of row 1, and then Tyler Fode is still on the provisional pole. So let's hop in the car with Adriano, shall we?
Yep.
North end of the racetrack over one of the entrance tunnels to the backside of the racetrack. Now we're going off of turn 4, paralleling Georgetown Road and the main straightaway, like staring into a tunnel, drivers say. And right here at the corner of 16th Street in Georgetown at turn 1, here's the main entrance going over the tunnel. And in front of the Riley Children's Hospital suites, the first suites in all of auto racing right there. Down the back stretch, separating half of the Brickyard Crossing Golf Course, which is a public golf course. You can go golf on it. You come to Indianapolis. Into turn 3, back over the north side of the racetrack into turn 4 again. Right there in front of the Coke lot. That's one of the big parking areas that people can park for race day down the front straight. There's the timing and scoring tower on the left side, the pole on the left side as well. Off in the distance, you can see the Speedway Indiana water tank. It says the racing capital of the world on it. So coming to the 3 here, you're going to see, I'm going to circle it up here on the screen here, these trees up here in 3. There is a tree house up there, and that is a residential area, and the owner's house that backs up to the racetrack there built a tree house up there, and that's where they sit and they watch the 500. 39.362, lap 1, 39.458, lap 2. For Adriano Pinheiro. Coming to lap 3 for the fast Brazilian. I call him 4 wide Pinheiro because he took it at 4 wide at Talladega in an Indycar Open in a fixed series race.
He's fast.
He's fast. 39.566 for Pinheiro. Very smooth. Down the backstretch, looking to go join a long line of dames of Brazilian drivers that have been on the pole and have been fast here at Indianapolis. Through the north end of the racetrack, final time for Adriano Pinheiro. This is the first time we've seen him on the stream all day. He qualified very early today, getting the checker flag for lap 4 for Pinheiro. Run is done just like that. 227.867, and he is your new pole sitter by 0.2, and it's not even close. The Ryan Schold is going to take a hack at it now. We'll ride with him momentarily. We'll get the camera. There we go. Back off the racetrack, shooting from the top of turn 3 here. Yeah, so the golf course here, it's actually the home course for the Speedway High School golf team. So if you played on the golf team at the Speedway High School, which is just around the corner from the racetrack here, you would play golf every day at the Brickyard Crossing.
Cool. It's not really excited because they should be golf have to be quiet, or no?
Well, there are actually people that will golf. They have tee times during the month of May, and they'll just fight through it, I guess. But
it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be for a championship and just and here in between you swing the ball.
So there used to be a tournament here called the Brickyard Crossing, Brickyard Crossing Championship, excuse me. And I don't think they have any championships at the course any longer. But it's a good course. It's a public course, so all you have to do is pay the greens fees, and you can tee off at it too.
How much is gonna be the fee for just a little bit?
It's actually a public course, so I don't think it's that
It's a public.
much. Yeah. Lap 1, 39.405. Lap 2, 39.498. So the first two laps for Schold into 39.4s. I think it's been a while since we've seen a driver possibly do that.
Equal? No.
39.601. So his two-lap average is what's a 228. Three-lap average is now a 227.4 or 227.846, which is already slower than Pinero's 227.867. So at best Schold can do is provisionally second right now, unless he has a monster fourth lap. Hunter Smith says $210 for 18 holes is the public course fee. Now some golfers will pay that. Last lap for Schold, 39.582. Four lap average 227.728, and provisionally second. So now Jordan Owens is out there. Jordan Owens was one of the last runners that we saw right before the clock hit 9 p.m.
Well, let me tell you something. I said, because paid $210 for 18 holes. But we pay for this, so it's like a same hobby, same thing. So, yeah, maybe then they're gonna say the same thing about they pay for this. So, it's the same hobby, so it's the same thing. And actually, that stuff is more expensive what we used to use here.
And that, I believe, is your fastest opening lap of the day. Jordan Owens just set it. 361. So he's off to a good start.
Same start as Pinheiro.
Yeah, just a tick faster, I think, than Pinheiro. Pinheiro was official time by timing and scoring. Pinheiro had a 39.361. And then they gave credit to a 39.360 for lap 1 for Jordan Owens, excuse me, on the in timing and scoring here in the league. Next lap is a 39.459, which is now putting him behind the pace of Pinheiro.
Yeah, good for have the second place.
Coming to lap 3.
Front row, sorry.
Yeah.
We are talking about first and second, third, so front row. It's pole position or front row, yeah.
White flag in the air for Jordan Owens. Next on deck, Presley Sora. Of course, this is PresleySora.com qualification day. Everyone go to PresleySora.com. I don't know what you're going to find there.
It's going to first. It's come back to the first.
Yes, 39.506 for that third lap. That is faster by 6/100ths over Pinheiro's.
If he catch
228.116 for the 3-lap average. Can he get the pole? Jordan Owens, time and speed 39.638 for a speed of 227.851, just shy of Pinheiro's 227.867. Oof.
0.003.
Oof.
Wow. Maybe a nose, maybe the car, just a little
Yeah.
bit. It's nothing.
It's nothing.
Oh my God, that's getting more excited.
2 to go. Presley Sora was provisionally second. And he hold that number up. And then our provisional pole sitter, Chad Frankenfeld, the admin, the host with the most of the league here, will get the last shake of the stick before we head to race day next Thursday at 7:45. Coverage should start a little bit earlier than that. Broadcast start will actually be at 7:30 p.m. next Thursday. And we'll get into God Bless America, the national anthem, Back Home Again. The command to start engines that will be done by Adrian Fernandez, I believe. And then the green flag will fly at 7:50 p.m. Eastern time for 500 miles here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Lap 2, Presley Sora, 39.335. Lap 1, 39.484 for lap 2. It's a 2-lap average of 228.374. Still trending for the pole. Presley Sora, 2 laps down, 2 laps to go. Less than that now, as he's already in 3.
Going for the pole.
Down
Just
the main
keep-
straight. Yep.
Just
White
keep
flag.
the track.
White flag in the air. Last lap. 39.552. We hear Chad Frankenfeld pulling off of pit road. Getting close to the wall on the exit of 1. In the short chute. Now down the backstretch. 3-lap average, 228.1. Still trending for the pole.
Wow.
Can he back up his sponsorship with the pole? Here he is looking at the checkered flag. Do we have a pole rolling or not? Do we have a pole run or not? Presley Sora to the yard of bricks. 39.5, a 6.51, 227.821, and he's on the outside of row 1.
Oh no, he did run in the fourth lap. He went slow for
And
the
that is
fourth lap.
why they say this is the hardest 4 laps in all of racing.
Oh my God.
Because anytime, that's 16 turns, you got to hit perfectly.
He had it in the pocket.
Final qualifier of the session of the day. Provisionally was sitting on the pole coming into the final 12. We reset the final 12. Can he back up his pole run with another pole run? Lap 1 in the books. 39.380. That's only the 5th fastest lap of the day. Sora has the fastest lap of the day. Owens is 2nd. Pinero 3rd. Cody 4th. Frankenfeld 5th. Lindy 6th now. Fastest lap of the day.
Looking good for Adriano. Looking good for now.
Coming to lap 2. 30, completion of lap 2. 39.470. 2-lap average, 228.2. Car binding down a little bit there in turn 2. You heard the revs possibly. You can see the revs on the left side, 11,008 down the backstretch. 231 into turn 3. Coming to lap 3. White flag, final lap of qualification day here in Indianapolis for the 13th running of the Revless Photography Indianapolis 500. Lap 3, 39.583, 227.977. He is trending by 1/10 of a mile per hour faster than Pinheiro. Can he hold it up and back it up through turn 3 for the final time, just below the white line, well off the wall through the north chute, down to the white line in 4 for the final time, staring at the yard of bricks and a checkered flag and a possible pole position. Chad Frankenfeld smacks the yard of bricks. What do we get?
Oh no.
39.618 for a speed of 227.775, and he is going to qualify third.
It's not third. It's fourth.
Fourth? Is that fourth?
Yeah, it's fourth. So Adriano Pinheiro is the pole man for
sitter.
the
Yeah,
next
he
week.
is the pole sitter. He is. Yeah, you're right. So Pinheiro 227.8, followed by Owens 227.851, and Sora 227.821, and Frankenfeld is fourth at 227.775. We will get the. We will actually do the starting lineup here real quick. And we'll give it I think our best. This is unofficial. Provisional starting lineup. I think everything will be official once they get checked by race control. But here we go. Adriano Pinheiro on the pole. This is row 1. Jordan Owens, middle of row 1. Presley Sora on the outside of row 1. Chad Frankenfeld on row 2. In the middle of row 2 is Ryan Schold. On the outside of row 2 is Tyler Fode. Hunter Smith on the inside of row 3. Indycar Scarlett in the middle of row 3. Jacob Collins on the outside of row 3. Seb Alexander on the outside of row 4. Nick DeGroot in the middle. Gavin Hibbs on the outside. That is your fast 12. That is your top 12. So now we get into the rest of the field. Caleb Benzie, Logan Spath, Ethan Stanley make up row 5. Row 6, Trey Holmes, Hamilton Akabuizi, and William White in row 6. Row 7 is Jesper Orman, Justin Fortner, and Brandon Trust. Well, we got some big runners going to come back from that position. Let's see, that's row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Row 8, Stouffer, Vandermaal, and Jim Herrick. Row 9, Matthew Weeks, Ryan Campbell, and David Tooker. Row 10, Dan Marrera, Akash Rajesh, and Joshua Adams, I believe is what row that last row is in 10. And then what we have is the last row shootout, and that is Kyle Clinworth, Marshall Stanley, actually Kyle Clinworth, Justin Wadsworth. So the Worths are back in row 11, and Marshall is it not Marshall Stanley? Let's see. This is again. It's 227.4, 227.4, and 227.339. AJ Hobson will line up 33rd. And the question is anyone ever won from 33rd? No, no one has ever won from 33rd. The best they've ever done is second. Tom Steva and Scott Goodyear. Maybe AJ Hobson could be the first to do that in the virtual world. All right. Do we have any interviews possibly in the waiting room? Yeah, we do. It's got Presley Sora. It's his day.
In between, they make the line on the brick wall. On the brick.
All right, we'll get the camera on that. Presley Sora, it is your day, sponsor-wise. But qualification-wise, not quite your day. But talk about your run, talk about your day. Are you exhausted? Are you happy it's over?
Yeah, I mean, my first run of the day, I went out there and no one really anticipated the really hot track temps that we had. you've never seen anything as hot as what it was this afternoon. And I went out on my first run, and it was a decent run until the last lap, and I was just skating around, basically drifting every corner, and got to turn 4 and lost it. So that run didn't work. Had to go out and make another run about an hour and a half later, and it was all right, but it was sort of just like a banker run to get into the race. And then pulled that time with about an hour and 5 minutes left, and you guys saw it on the broadcast. I ended up being the very last qualifier to go out. So I went from being the very last qualifier and not even in the show to running that last 4-lap run and putting a P2 on the board for round 1. And I was super pumped with that, and then backed it up here in this round and got P3 and a row 1 start. So I'm pretty sure my best starting position ever in this race is like 19th at best, maybe like 25th, but it's usually always in the 20s. So I always race really well, but qualifying is never my strong suit. I normally run one run and then call it quits. So I put myself in the position today where I couldn't do that, so I had to make the multiple runs, and it worked out in my favor. So I'm pumped. So, I mean, especially as the sponsor of today, to actually run a good qualifying run. Maybe I'll have to sponsor it every year now, because maybe that's the special secret. But we'll take P3. That's much better than I'm used to for this race. So P3 should be good, and hopefully you'll see me up there leading some laps next week.
Well, 3 wide starts also what we're going to be doing for the 500. Something else you got to be prepared for. Not as much room as a normal race here at Indianapolis with the 2 wide starts going into turn 1. You're going to have cars to your outside challenging, wanting to lead that first lap. Talk about your patience on the first turn, first lap here at Indianapolis, especially starting from the front row, and you got 2 eager guys next to you that want to lead that first lap as well.
Well, you've always got to be patient on the first lap here in this, with it being a 500-mile race. But starting P3, I like that. That's a clear view in front of me heading down into turn 1. So I'll always take that, and hopefully we can stay top 3 through the first lap and just kind of bide our time. It'll be a fuel save race like always in Indy, and everyone will sit there and save fuel and run to their pit number, and we'll see where everyone stacks up, but I think I got a really good shot at it.
Used to be, before they reconfigured the track prior to '93, that the third starter really had the best line and best arc into turn 1 at the green flag. And if you go back and watch some older Indy 500s, you'll see a number of starts by the outside position that starts in the outside of row 1 and P3 lead early laps. So if you get that edge on everyone else, maybe you can get that arc into turn 1 and lead that first lap. But congratulations on getting on the front row on your day that you sponsored. And it's been a long day. You guys have been doing this since 4, so go get some rest, and we'll see you in a week when we take the green flag for the 13th running.
Ready, sounds good. We'll see you there.
All right. Let's bring up Jordan Owens into the booth here. Jordan, we are looking at P2 for the start of the 13th running here of the Indy 500 next week, middle of the front row. No one really likes to start in the middle, especially when you hear your sponsor all the time saying, you're in the middle, you're in the middle, you're in the middle. But you're going to have to tackle that position very early on, starting up front in the middle of row 1. Congrats on the run. Talk about your run, and then talk about next week as the challenge you face of 500 miles.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you how I'm here right now, but I don't really know. I was just trying to, make the race. I didn't plan on being in the fast 12, and definitely didn't plan on qualifying second. So I was joking with the guys. I'm going to have to practice a lot next week so I don't kill the field when the race starts.
Well, I don't know if you have any teammates. Maybe you guys want to practice some 3 wide starts.
yeah, we're definitely going to have to. I think I've only ran this race one time with Elite, and I was way back in the pack. But I do remember being in the middle, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, it's a long race. It's going to take some patience, so I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of give and take on the first lap.
Any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors? Yeah, you want to say hi to, since you got a great run, got up there on the front row, got a good starting spot for next week's race. I would imagine you're pretty happy, and all your friends and family are too.
Well, I know I'm having a good season. Like I'm definitely aware of that. But stuff like this, I'm definitely not expecting. So it's pretty cool to qualify up near the front. I guess I would definitely want to give a shout out to Ryan Schold. He helped me a lot with some setup tips. Starting late last week, because like I say, I hadn't tried to qualify for this race in 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So owe him big for that one. And then all the guys at Field Up Racing, is Justin Vandermarl and Trey Holmes, David Tooker, Matthew Weeks. I think we all made the race, so that's pretty cool. And man, I don't know what it is with my luck, but ever since Breakard came on my car, I've been doing very well. So big shout out to Breakard. I contacted them there before the season, kind of late sponsor, but it's cool to carry them on the car, So hopefully we can stay up front. I'm planning on just doing a bunch of fuel saving and trying to not wreck. So I sound like I'm setting the bar low, but there'll be some strategy there.
Well, if
We'll
you
see how it goes.
remember in the last 500 and back in May, we got into the second half of the race before we had our first caution. So I think it's just indicative of the quality of driver that we have in this field 1 through 33 last season, and this lineup, I dare say this lineup this season or for this race is even better than last year, and we're missing like Belechka and Brophy and some other people that aren't that were in that race that aren't in this race. I think this lineup is even better. I think you're looking at a good strategy. Just keeping it, playing it safe, get off to a good start. At the end of this thing, though, track position is everything, and just maintaining and staying up front and keeping pace there, and keeping a nice, healthy car, and doing it Rick Mears style. It's waiting for the last 25 laps before really storming it to the front. But I think you got a good strat ahead of you. I think everyone just needs to get through that opening start, practice those 3-wide starts, and if you get through that first 3-wide start and cycle out, I think it's going to be a pretty good and a pretty clean and green race after everyone gets settled in.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you, that's 99% of the reason I love racing in this league, because we're green most of the time. There's not a lot of cautions and a lot of really clean driving, and not to mention, just as you said, very high skill level. So if you do good here, you actually feel like you've accomplished something. So the whole season's kind of worked out for me, just kind of biding my time on the oval races and waiting until the end. So you're right. That's the game plan for next week too. So we'll see how it goes.
Good luck. We'll see you on the front row at the start of the 13th running of the Rebels Photography Elite Racing League Indy 500 next week. Get your practice in, get your rest in. You're definitely going to need it, but we'll catch you in a week, and you start in the middle of the front row.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Hopefully I'll be talking to you next week, too.
You got it.
Cool.
All right, take care.
All right, see ya.
All right, Lewis. Wow.
I have to send you this. Give me 1 second. Derek, you can read it.
Oh, and we got. Oh, yes, we did. So this is from Adriano. So let me find Adriano here. We'll be fair to Adriano and give him a replay. There we go. I can find a replay for Adriano.
Maybe the qualifying.
There we go. We'll do this here. And let's go there. There we go. There's a good look of Adriano's car, the Brazilian colors that he pulls out for the Indy 500. And what he says, good evening, everyone. In the general qualification, I made a mistake on lap 3, but I knew it was enough to be in the fast 12. I knew the temperature would cool down at the end, but I chose not to do it again. The fast 12 was very close. I don't think I made any mistakes, but when the wind seemed to have influenced everyone a little, I'm happy with the second pole position in the ERL Indy 500. For the race, he'll be very strategic in terms of fuel. We need to think about this in detail. I want to lead the most laps. Points are important for the championship. I'm going to believe that there will be at least one yellow flag during the race. Probably safe to assume that, yes. And I hope to come out with a good result. My expectation is to finish in the top 3, but I want to believe I could win my very first ERL Indy 500. And me saying that, it's hard to believe he hasn't won one already. He's definitely going to be a threat. He was a threat last year, and he just lost by a hair in 4th. So I totally expect him to be a hard charger. And definitely one to watch next week. And then he says he wants to thank Bread King and supports me. So he shouts out to his sponsors. So that's Adriano getting the pole position here at Indianapolis. So you've seen him race so many times, Lewis. I mean, this is nothing new to see Adriano up front.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Adriano is kind of Scott Goodyear. Really good driver. One of the driver put me on the orbit on this IRL, and he never win the Indy 500. So if you go to the Europe, it's like Gilles Villeneuve. So he die without win the championship. So and other ones. So I don't know. Maybe could be the day. I said to him, if you win the race, could be come to say hi. And he said, I will try. Lol. So
Fair enough.
Let's see what's happened. So I want to say this. Doesn't matter if I'm going to repeat next week anyways. It doesn't matter if you win the race. If you win the championship. I think so the Bull record always going to remember you wins the Indy 500. The championship, I think so. Nobody remember Alex Palou win this championship. Actually, everybody remember.
Well, I mean, a good example of that is Elio Castroneves. He never won the IndyCar championship, but won 4 Indy 500s.
Exactly, but he everybody remember proclaim 4 times the thing, or Weldon, or Scheckter. Ariel Lyman, the Scheckter won the Indy 500. I wanna
Scheckter,
no, fuck. Sorry. What else? Canan. Sorry, it's Canan. So I have a
Tony
guy
Canan.
in my mind. Yeah,
and he won both. He won both the championship and the Indy 500. Yeah.
You see, that's the one I remember around. We don't remember about the championship. So I think so. Everyone want to championships you can win everywhere, but the Indy 500 is always a good medal in your chest. So I hope to see Adriano win their championship, the Indy 500. Doesn't matter about that. So, anyways. I hope it's gonna be like you said, big field. It's gonna be a good field to less yellow flags. And how about the run with the cell phone? I started to say, 35, 38, 35. Oh, he needs to. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun to use the computer and try to check. This is
all the different strategies. Yep, all the different strategies.
But like I said, Owens. Yeah, the last 25 or 30 laps. Also, everybody said the same thing. So at the last 30 or 25 is when the race started. So let's see what's happening.
Yeah, it's everybody race to 170, and then the real race begins. But want to thank all of our premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing. To learn more about Blue Egg, click on their link in the description. Worldwide Technology Raceway. To learn more or to buy tickets to one of their marquee events, you want to check out their link in the on the description as well. 4D Racewear, best gloves and best shoes that you could wear for sim racing. I think 4 of their drivers made 3 of their drivers. Stouffer, Herrick, and Marrera wave the field. So 4D guys representing well. Make sure to check out 4dracewear.com. Link is in the description. And again, Warriors for Peace for sponsoring the series. promoting the peaceful change in the world to honor Beautiful Life and Jack Shockley. They've been the title sponsors for the league here for a couple seasons. I want to thank them for coming on board again for another season. Check out their link in the description to learn more about the Warriors for Peace. But going to do a very informal ending here to send everyone off. But your top three, your front row here for Indianapolis is Adriano Pinero on the pole, Jordan Owens in the middle of the front row, and Presley Sora. They're going to be bringing the field down the green next week, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Elite Racing Network. Make sure to ring that bell, and you will be notified the second we go live next Thursday to bring you to 13th running the Rebel's Photography Indianapolis 500. Let's see. I do want to tell you once again, thanks to Whiplash Sim Cams. They provide all the cams for all the races here that we show you on the Indycar for the Warriors for Peace Indycar Series. Is the exclusive track cam provider here, the ERN, and sponsor of the White Flag Lap. So we'll shout them out at lap 199 next week. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook, follow them on X or Instagram. Just do a keyword search, Whiplash Sim Cams, and you'll find them. All the links are in the description. So for LGN, everyone has stopped in the booth to see us, Clindy, everyone at ERN, I'm Gary Godsoe saying to all, good night, thanks for watching, and to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, come home safe. Catch us again next week when we do this for real, LGN, 200 laps, 500 miles, and it's going to be a heck of a shootout with one veteran driver in the front row, a rookie, and then we got Presley Sora, who's a big name as well. It is going to be just fun to watch that first lap as they all barrel into the first turn 3 wide, and we'll see what happens at the end of 500 miles, 200 laps. Do we have a repeat winner in Caleb Benzie, or do we get a new winner altogether with somebody else getting their first Indy 500-mile win? So that's it here for the Elite Racing League Warrior for Peace IndyCar Series qualifying from Indianapolis. We'll catch you in a week when we do it for real at Indianapolis for the 500-mile race. See you then, everybody.